Have you ever set boundaries with someone only to find that they twist your intentions, manipulate your words, or use those boundaries against you? This is no coincidence. It's a common tactic used by narcissists. Boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. But to a narcissist, they represent control, and they'll do everything in their power to manipulate them. Today, we're going to dive deep into 5 ways a narcissist will weaponize your boundaries. Stay with us, as understanding these tactics can empower you to protect yourself and reclaim your strength. Before we jump into the 5 tactics, let's talk about why narcissists hate boundaries. Boundaries are limits we set to protect our emotional, mental, and sometimes physical well-being. To a healthy individual, boundaries represent mutual respect, but to a narcissist, boundaries are a threat to their control. Narcissists thrive on power dynamics. They believe they should have unrestricted access to you, your time, emotions, energy, and even your thoughts. When you establish boundaries, you disrupt their sense of dominance. Boundaries are essentially a mirror that reflects their lack of control, and that's something they cannot tolerate. This is why narcissists don't just ignore boundaries. They actively seek to weaponize them against you. Now, let's delve into the 5 specific ways they do this. The first way a narcissist weaponizes your boundaries is through guilt tripping. This tactic is subtle yet powerful, often leaving you feeling confused and emotionally drained. Let's say you set a boundary to limit how much time you spend with them. You might think this is a reasonable request, but to a narcissist, it's an opportunity to manipulate. A narcissist might say something like, "I guess I'm just not important to you anymore." This phrase is designed to make you feel like you are neglecting them, even if your boundary is perfectly reasonable. Or they might say, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me." This statement is meant to make you feel indebted to them, as if you owe them your time and energy. Another common phrase is, "I didn't realize I was such a burden." This is a classic guilt trip, making you feel like your boundary is causing them undue hardship. These statements are designed to make you question your decision. They plant seeds of doubt, making you wonder if you are being unreasonable or selfish. Narcissists are experts at making you feel selfish for prioritizing yourself. They twist your intentions, making you feel like the bad guy for simply taking care of your own needs. This tactic works because it plays on your empathy. They know that you care about others and don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So they manipulate your kindness to break your boundaries. They exploit your good nature to get what they want. Here's the solution. Stay firm and avoid over-explaining. When you set a boundary, be clear and concise. Don't feel the need to justify your actions excessively. For example, respond with, "I'm sorry you feel that way, but this boundary is important for my well-being." This response acknowledges their feelings without compromising your boundary. Remember, their guilt is their tool, not your truth. It's important to recognize that their manipulative tactics are about controlling you, not about genuine concern for your well-being. Take time to reflect on your interactions and recognize patterns of manipulation. Journaling can be a helpful tool to process your feelings and reinforce your boundaries. Seeking support from a therapist or trusted friend can also provide you with the strength and perspective needed to maintain your boundaries. Practicing self-care and mindfulness can help you stay grounded and resilient in the face of guilt-tripping tactics. Ultimately, staying true to yourself and your needs is the best way to counteract guilt tripping. You deserve to have your boundaries respected. Empower yourself by recognizing your worth and standing firm in your decisions. Your well-being is important, and you have the right to protect it. Next is gaslighting. This is a psychological tactic that narcissists use to make you question your own reality and sanity. Narcissists are masters of making you doubt your own reality. They do this by consistently denying your experiences and feelings, making you feel like you're the one who's wrong or overreacting. If you set a boundary, they'll often twist it to make you feel unreasonable. For instance, if you express a need for personal space, they might turn it around to make you feel guilty or selfish. For example, you might say, "I need space to recharge after work." This is a perfectly reasonable request, especially if you've had a long, stressful day. A narcissist might respond with, "You're just being dramatic. Everyone deals with stress, but you make it such a big deal." This response is designed to make you feel like your needs are invalid. They might also say things like, "You're too sensitive," or "You're imagining things," to further make you question your own feelings and perceptions. Over time, this tactic can erode your confidence in your own decisions. You start to doubt your own judgment and feel like you can't trust yourself. You start second-guessing yourself, thinking, "Maybe I am overreacting." This self-doubt can become pervasive, affecting various aspects of your life. This is exactly what the narcissist wants. By making you doubt yourself, they gain more control over you and your actions. If they can make you doubt yourself, it's easier for them to cross your boundaries. They can manipulate you into doing things you're uncomfortable with because you're unsure of your own stance. To combat gaslighting, keep a journal of your boundaries and your reasons for setting them. Write down specific instances where you felt your boundaries were crossed and how it made you feel. When they twist your words, refer back to your notes. This will help you remember your original intentions and feelings. This will ground you in your reality and help you resist their manipulation. By having a written record, you can reaffirm your experiences and maintain your sense of self. Additionally, consider seeking support from a therapist or a trusted friend. Talking about your experiences can provide validation and help you see the situation more clearly. Support groups can also be beneficial. Hearing others' stories can help you realize you're not alone and that your feelings are valid. Remember, your feelings and experiences are real and valid. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. Stand firm in your truth and protect your mental well-being. By recognizing gaslighting and taking steps to counter it, you can reclaim your confidence and sense of reality. You deserve to feel secure and respected in your relationships. Tactic number 3 is playing the victim. This is a common strategy used by narcissists to manipulate and control those around them. By portraying themselves as the victim, they aim to elicit sympathy and guilt from you, making it harder for you to maintain your boundaries. Narcissists will take your boundary and turn it into an attack against them. They twist your words and actions to make it seem like you are the one being unreasonable or cruel. This tactic is particularly effective because it preys on your empathy and desire to be seen as a good person. For instance, if you say, "I can't lend you money this month," they might respond with, "I'm struggling and you're abandoning me when I need you the most." This response is designed to make you feel guilty and question your decision. They want you to feel responsible for their well-being, even when it's not your responsibility. Or if you say, "I need some time alone," they might counter with, "Of course you don't care about me anymore." This statement is meant to make you feel like you are neglecting them, even when you are simply taking care of your own needs. It's a way to shift the focus from your needs to their feelings, making it harder for you to stand your ground. This tactic works because it shifts the focus from your needs to their feelings. By making you feel guilty or ashamed, they hope to manipulate you into giving in to their demands. It's a way to control the narrative and keep you off balance. They want you to feel like the bad guy, even when you're simply protecting yourself. This can be incredibly confusing and emotionally draining as you start to question your own actions and intentions. It's important to remember that their feelings are not your responsibility, especially when you are setting healthy boundaries. The key to handling this is recognizing that their victimhood is a manipulation tactic. Once you see it for what it is, it becomes easier to stand your ground and not get drawn into their emotional drama. Understanding this can help you maintain your boundaries and protect your own well-being. Stick to your boundary and, if necessary, limit the emotional conversation. You don't have to justify or explain your decisions to them. Simply state your boundary and move on. This can be difficult, especially if you care about the person, but it's essential for your own mental health. For example, you can say, "I understand you're upset, but my decision stands." This shows that you acknowledge their feelings, but you are not going to be swayed by them. It's a way to assert your boundaries without getting drawn into a lengthy and emotional argument. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own needs and well-being. The fourth tactic is testing your limits. Narcissists rarely respect a boundary outright. Instead, they'll push it little by little to see how much they can get away with. For example, if you set a boundary that they can't call you late at night, they might start with a quick text. Then it's a voicemail. Eventually, it's a full-blown phone call, and before you know it, they're back to their old patterns. Testing limits is their way of saying, "Let's see if you're serious." The more you bend, the more they push. The solution here is consistency. Every time they cross a boundary, call it out. For example, say, "I've asked you not to call me after 10 p.m. Please respect that." If they persist, consider enforcing consequences, like reducing your availability further. Finally, narcissists weaponize your boundaries by smearing your reputation. If they can't manipulate you directly, they'll manipulate how others see you. For instance, they might tell mutual friends or family, "They've become so selfish lately. All they care about is their boundaries and they're shutting everyone out." The goal is to isolate you and make you feel unsupported so that you give in. They want you to think, maybe I'm being unreasonable if everyone else agrees with them. To counter this, don't engage in their smear campaign. Focus on maintaining your boundaries and let your consistent behavior speak for itself. True friends and family will see through the lies over time. Boundaries are not just rules. They're acts of self-respect. When a narcissist tries to weaponize them, remember that their tactics are not a reflection of your worth, but their inability to control you. Stay firm, stay consistent, and most importantly, prioritize your well-being. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on dealing with narcissists and protecting your peace. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.